Oh yes, it's that Friday feeling. And that Friday feeling back in Dad's RC Hangar. Oh yes, that Friday we wait all week for, just so we can have some fun. Oh yes, well the storm has passed and yeah, it's left in its wake. But it's okay because the only storm that's happening today is in the teacup. It's storming what, son? In my cup of tea? Still tastes good to me, son. Yeah, so what do we do? The storm has gone and it's still left in its wake a bit of wet weather, shall we say. But what we're going to do, last night I started to form the front of the boat. Yes, is it bow, stern? Is it the stern? I don't know. But let's have a look and see what's going on. Alrighty, now we've got our bits of cheese that we need to put in. As you can see, I did glue those sides in, so they now sort of like shapely. But once you do it, I think you've got to shape it all and you'll get a feel for it. So we've got these blocks of cheese that are meant to go into this bit here. Then we've got a smaller one and then a smaller one, and they all get glued in. So I've got to rub this down first, so let's rub it down so they fit into here. Okay, so now we're just going to use our perma-grit and just should be the other side actually. So I'm just going to sort of like in a circle motion. Alright, now they're all fitted in, time to glue them. I did score all the sides. I'm going to score inside as well. I'm going to give these a quick wipe down because they are very dusty. And this Balsa's dusty. So I'm going to clean all this side down. I am going to score each side, stick them in, glue them, and yeah, we'll come back then. I'm sorry guys, I'm not coping very well. I've tried to plane and rub down the front of this boat to shape it, and I'm not coping. But it's okay, because I've got a coping saw, so I can cope. What is all this shenanigans about? So there we go, we have been sanding, I've been cutting and using different cutting methods. It did take me a while last night to start cutting, but I used the coping saw for a lot of the work, which is great because it's got like a really thin blade and you can shape it around in bits and pieces. It does take a while. I was quite surprised. I mean, it was a bit of a daunting thing for me anyway. But as you can see over the overhead cam, which we should go to right now, it's done. It's just got to be a bit finessed. Now, you can't probably really see it so much. So we're going to go to the iPhone cam, where you should be able to see the front of the boat. And there you go. Now, obviously, I've got to do all the sides and bits and pieces and fill in bits and pieces. Now, this here was a bit of... Where is it? This here was meant to be a bit of a wood and a bit of a wood there. It's all meant to meet, but I ended up filling it. There was a slight gap. It might be because of the way I built it. But it's not bad, is it? That is pretty smooth. I mean, it's got to be finessed a bit more. It looks to me like it's pretty even Stevens. You just got to keep at it, keep filing it down. I'm using obviously the perma-grit tool, the smooth side, and then we're just using a bit of sandpaper just to get the fine bits and pieces. What I didn't realise is how how much dust comes off of balsa wood when you're doing this sort of thing. It's everywhere. I'm going to have to clean up afterwards because everything's just kind of in the air, and you should wear a mask. Which I didn't. Yes, so anyway, I'm coughing and splattering in balsa wood for the rest of the day. So that's all the filling that I said I was going to fill in. It's just bits and pieces, and then obviously I've got to do the back of the boat. I thought that had a panel on there, but it doesn't, so I've just got to shape all them down and file them down and get them all nice and smooth. But yeah, she's certainly, if I just move that, can that come out a bit more easily? She's certainly looking pretty good, in my eyes anyway. I mean, it's the first attempt of doing something like this, so I'm pretty happy. I was a bit scared because obviously, as you saw, it's like tiered, and you need to get that shape in. And it's like, oh, how am I going to do that? And it was literally just cutting bits and pieces off, not going too mad, just doing lots of cuts here, there, and everywhere until it started getting the shape. And then with the perma-grit tough side, well, I used the actual longer one than this. I used the where it is. because then you could almost like shape it, so you become like sculpting. You're sculpting. I was good at school, funny enough, with clay and sculpting, so it kind of, that's the same. And I also found some really weird stuff about balsa as well, is that I didn't realise that balsa, obviously it's got a grain, but a balsa cuts nicer a certain way than it does other ways. So maybe with the grain, but if you go backwards on that grain, it's still tough. And the same when you're filing down as well. There's a part of the, I don't know how, how it is, but it's almost like, if you could imagine, how can I explain this? If you've got like a, how can we say this? How can we say, I don't know, extreme blown up. So if you imagine this is a piece of wood, it's almost like it's like attached like seaweed, like this, and then it's all flattened. So when you're going against this way, it pushes it up, and goes that way, it pushes it up, and going to get that way, it pushes up. But when you do it this way, excuse me, or this way, it becomes smooth, and it's easier to cut. So I don't know. I don't know the full mechanics of balsa. Maybe you do. If you do, leave it in the comments below, because I'd like to understand when you're sculpting and cutting balsa, how one way you're cutting it goes shum, like a bit of cheese. I like cheese. If it doesn't, then it's really kind of, you really kind of cut it. It's really a pain in the bum to cut it. Obviously, I was using this tool as well, this saw, the balsa saw. Now, obviously, you get to this ridge and you can't go any further, which is a pain. So I think it's all about getting the kit right, really. If you've got, it's like anything. You've got the tools. There's one tool in the hangar already, but yes, stop all that. If you've got the correct tools, then it's easier to do and you can do it better. And as you can see, we've got the coping saw, which coped, and it's very fine. I don't know if you can see that. If it will focus, it probably won't focus in, but it's very fine, and it's really hard. There, this does break. Name that tune in one. Yes, it does break, but you do get like a string of it. And don't ever rub your fingers against it thinking, oh, that feels sharp, because it does cut. It's like little barbed wire or something, I don't know. But you cut it with a metal cutters and bits and pieces. So what have I got to do now, and what do I have time to today? What I do, if we go back to the overhead cam, I have got to put bits of balsa inside here, if you remember. So I've got measure and cut, stick in, hold tight. So this, you can see it wobbling in there. This becomes stern or solid, and then I can fiddle the side in and make all this flat, make the back flat, finesse the front a bit more, which is the bow, not the stern. I think the stern is the back, and the bow is the front. I need to get with my boating technology and terminology, because if I go down to the lake and say, oh yeah, this is the bow, this is the bow, I'll be a laughing stock. Not that it makes a difference, but hey. Yeah, so it's one of these things, it's like, it's the Friday feeling, and I'm playing me remote. The sun has come out, the sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. Yes, the sun has got his hat on and he's come out to play, but it is very windy. So I was hoping that I'd obviously could have my transmitter now, my Spectrum transmitter with me AS3X. It is the 3rd of November, I think, 2023. But apparently it's been put back to the 16th of November. Yeah, so we've got to wait another couple of weeks. Not that it matters, but then again, if it's a bit windy, I can try out my AS3X and see if it holds the wind, so it lets me to fly in windy conditions, until obviously I become an expert like Paul Heggles. Oh yes, Paul Heggles, we'll be seeing him soon, hopefully in the new year. Alrighty, we'll come to the overhead cam. Yes, for the overhead cam. So this is what I got, some of the balsa. I bought quite a bit of balsa from the model shop the other day. And this is, I think, 6mm, whatever that is in old money. It would probably be a quarter, something like that, quarter of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I need to shape it so it fits along this bead inside, and then it will glue to the edge here, and then you can see there, I don't know if you can see here, it's got nothing there, so see, put one in each. I've got to obviously shape it so it moves around, clamp it, glue it, and then I will start filling in this side. So without going speeding and all that sort of stuff, I do like that. That is so, I'm so happy with that. I really am. With I've just got, you know, a bit of filler. Don't forget this is completely fiberglass, so that hides, as Adam Savage would say, it would hide a lot of crimes. And one being poly filler, not poly filler, but balsa filler and everything else. But I'm going to fill that again anyway because it's shrunk. Yes, it shrunks when it dries, but hopefully that'll disappear. And the fiberglass will go all the way to the edge here and all the way around here. I'm not sure how I'm going to, because when you look at actually how they do the fiberglass, this is a flat bottom, so it all fits this. I don't know how it's going to fit all around here. I might even do it in carbon fibre or something. I don't know yet. Anyway, so rattling on. Let me do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, just a quick one. I was just poodling about because I didn't want to do it and then make it fast. Now you can see I've got black ones and I've got grey ones and I've also got red ones. Now, if you don't know, which I kind of did and didn't, the black are quite springy. They've got a tougher spring, and then they go grey, and then you got red, and then there's green. It's even lighter, so that's really light. So I haven't got many black ones for some reason. I've only got a set of 4. I thought I had some more, but they're working it. But as you can see, there's the timber inside, and all I've done is obviously cut this down, put it in there, and then hold it on up the edge, because you can't really get. I could do like a mini clamp, but the clamps, these little clamps that I've got, I mean, it might fit in this one. Might just fit in that one just to hold it up. But it's too, so it's my fault anyway. This is all because I put two stringers instead of one. So this is kind of like a, I overdid it when I started sand, you know, and sand a bit there. But I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't need to touch these. It's just for reinforcement for the sides, and you'll see once it's all done. So I think it's a bit late in the day really for to carry on and do this, because I need these two to dry, so then I can move on to the next section, next section, and the next section. Well, there you go. We're going to have to cut it short there. I did do a lot in the time. If I'd have videoed that, then it would have been for ages, because I was doing it for quite a few hours last night, and then again this morning and bits and pieces. And of course you've got to wait till things dry. I'm going to put in these mini stringers, as I'd like to call them, to secure the side. And then after that, it has to be filled on that gap and then sanded to a happiness, let's say. There's still, you know, a learning lesson. I think that was brilliant. That shaping of that of the front of the boat, let's call it, because I keep forgetting what it's called. It's bow. Is it bow? I don't know. Front of the boat. Sorry for all these boat lovers out there. I do apologise. I will get there. Port starboard and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that was. I really enjoyed it. Once you get over the initial cutting, and then you start shaping, it is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to crack on. Obviously, I've got to create this movie for tonight for the Friday feeling. But then it gives me time for that section to dry. It doesn't. I mean, this speed bond. I think it dries in about 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes. Oh no, that's if you put it in your eyes. 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes is dry, which is great stuff. Yes, I could have used sea glue, but I wanted something to soak in and bond a bit that better. Once it's in there, I will go along the seams with some alsphatic resin, or the yellow glue, alsphatic. I can never say these words. Why can't they make them simple? Or is it just that I'm simple? Who knows? Anyway, the rain has come back again after that little bit of sunshine. But if where you are is suddenly miraculously sunny, or if you're across the pond in that lovely place called America and you've got lovely sunshine, get out and have some fun while you can, because the weather soon turns and then you're back in the hangar. Not that it's a bad thing, but we all love to fly. This is why we're in this hobby, or we love to do boats or on ponds, and obviously we like buggies and cars and everything else, and trains. Anything radio control is all good fun. But if you can get out, please be safe and keep safe, but most of all, have that mega fun. Listen, thanks for joining me for this lovely Friday feeling, and I'm going to carry that Friday feeling all the way through the weekend. See you later now. Thanks for popping by. Ta-da!